Hello, I'm Dango Rose. Welcome to the Mountaineer Podcast, where everybody's listening. The Mountaineer brings you the latest news of the Peak to Peak region, in print, online, through our podcast, social media, and special publications. Now, listen in to the latest news of the area with our local journalists.
I'm Amanda MacDonald. I am the event coordinator and co-owner of Frozen Dead Guy Days.
Now, were y'all able to put one on in 2020?
No, we were canceled 2 days before. We had the tents up, all the merchandise done, everything paid for, had us shut down. The fact that we had done it, you know what I'm saying? We were already like it was all done. They're just starting to lift restriction right now on, events. So, and the restrictions are like, they weren't feasible, conducive to have to run Frozen Dead Guy Days.
There's no social distancing at Frozen Dead Guy Days.
No, and it would be impossible. That's what I'm saying. We wouldn't want to restructure the event so drastically. And so the feeling was that it was just like, if we can't, it just wouldn't even be Frozen Dead Guy Days. We're just going to put all our energies and hope into 2022, hope that things will be getting more back to normal. We're trying to get grant money, right? We didn't have any insurance for the cancellation or anything, so we've applied to some of the various grants that are available to us. So we'll see. We also needed, some time to get some funding, and we're thinking about having a meltdown get down in July maybe. And that would have to be a ticketed event fenced in, but, hopefully there's some ways to gain some money for Frozen Dead Guy Days.
This beloved event once drew tourists from across Colorado, the United States, and around the world. It will continue in the town of Nederland when we're not in a pandemic.
Story goes, Trygve Baug and his mother Odd, who actually just recently passed and is frozen, brought their cryogenically, it was his grandfather Bredo. They brought him to Nederland and storing him on dry ice, but the town did not know about it at all. And so Trygve ends up getting deported, and Odd comes down to town and says, I'm worried about the body melting. And they're like, what body? And it was a huge kind of like media storm that came to Nederland, and it was just a fun story for a while. And Trygve fought the town saying, there's nothing that says I can't do that. And so they made a law, saying that you can't have frozen carcasses. So technically frozen turkeys are illegal in Nederland, but they grandfathered Bredo in. So Grandpa remains up there on dry ice. A couple years later, the Chamber of Commerce was trying to think of something to bring revenue to the town during March. It's historically the slowest time, and the businesses were really struggling. So they were kicking around a winter carnival, and someone's like, well, we're known as the town with the frozen dead guy. Why don't we just have a, Frozen Dead Guy Day festival? So that's how it started. They had a parade of hearses and a coffin race and a couple hundred people. It got media attention, and it just continued to grow from there. I came on that was 2002 it started. I came on in 2005. And the whole genesis, because I worked for the Chamber of the Frozen Dead Guy Days, was to have different businesses throw different events, because we wanted people to just kind of get around town, and we wanted to encompass the whole town with the event. And it kind of worked. It just kept growing, and then it actually got almost a little bit too big to have about town, but we started having tents and adding live music and selling beer, and just kind of grew it year by year. And one year it just, all of a sudden we had 10,000 people there. We were like totally not prepared for it, but we handled it, and it just kept growing. So, and what it does for the town is, we hire toilets from the town, the sound system, the security, all the bartenders, logistics, the people that run all the events, so that they're all paid town people, not to mention the sales tax dollars. It's been estimated, it's been millions over the years. People come to Nederland because of Frozen Dead Guy Days. We've had do you know that USA Today gave it top 5 festival in the country 3 times?
Yes, exactly.
Honestly, it's not because it's the slickest event or because it has the best music or any of that. It's just that I think that it's the uniqueness of it, and also the people that come just have a really good time. Definitely the coffin races is the kind of like, it's the centerpiece. But also, the blue ball is a big favorite. Everyone gets costumed up for we have 3 bands and a costume contest, and But and actually, what's really gotten known for is the live music. You know, we've got 34 bands and 3 tents playing simultaneously. You know, I mean, it's $20 for all 3 tents, so it's really affordable, and the music scene is diverse, and you know, it's not like, oh, I got the ticket to this, you know, show. It's like you can walk in, walk out, go see something else if you want to. And I think that our music scene is it's really something to be proud of.
And look out for more Frozen Decade Day benefit events to be announced online.
Website, FrozenDecadeDays.com. Keep our Facebook page updated and tweets. And if we make a definite decision about the Meltdown Get Down, maybe in April, probably we'll make the call for sure. Kind of watching these restrictions because they're just starting to lift them in April. But they're saying that almost by the end of July that you can have like almost a full capacity event. You know, don't have to social distance outdoors anyhow.
And that's it for our show. Subscribe online to get more access to more news, weekly updates to our community calendar, and a link to our YouTube channel by visiting themountaineer.com. Be sure to use the coupon code PODCAST when subscribing for a 10% discount, only available to our listeners. If you are in the local Peak to Peak area, be sure to pick up a print edition of The Mountaineer at a local business. I'm Dango Rose. Thank you for listening.